Hello, and welcome to Human Development 101. I am your guide, Dr. Sylvia Nicole, and today our lesson is on our onward journey because this is the lesson where we wrap up our last 6 months of journeying together. Let's get into what we'll talk about today. We'll revisit the cave. We'll talk about the awaiting adventure that's ahead of us, give some encouragement for the future, talk about possible setbacks, the destination, notes to remember, and then we'll talk about some wrap up reflections and what our last journal entries will look like. So, the mantra for this lesson is I can manifest my highest potential. We have garnered so many tools over the last 6 months. There's been immense growth and development, healing, and heightened awareness. And I am just really excited to go over all of the things that we have grown and developed into over the last 6 months. We started with entering the cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. And here is the treasure that we found by going into some of the places that were uncomfortable for us, that maybe we didn't want to look at, whether it was in our past, in our growth and our development, whether it was in our early years of development, places that maybe were not yet healed or are still healing. But in going into those places courageously, you found the treasure, which is you. It's more you. It's a fuller sense of who you are. It's a more healed understanding of who you are. It is a wiser version of yourself. You have gained greater clarity on how you have gotten here through all of the things that you have experienced in your past, a greater awareness of your habits of thought so you're able to see your mind in motion, a greater understanding of your emotional triggers, understanding how some of those big emotions arise within you and why. You've gained some tools for combating your inner critic. Again, when you see those patterns of thoughts pop up, you have toolkits now and you have strategies for how to become more aware of those things and how to handle them in real time. You have a more empowered identity, understanding again that you are spirit on a human journey and that your spirit, the truth of who you are, the core of your very essence that comes from the divine itself, is able to keep you in a space of awareness by observing your thoughts, observing your emotions, observing your experiences, and from that place of power, deciding how you want to show up and move forward. And you have a broader sense of what is accessible to you in life. When we are no longer kept or bound by the inner critic, when we're no longer controlled by emotional triggers, when we're no longer held in a place where we have limiting beliefs about who we are, what we're capable of, and what is accessible to us, then we are unstoppable. And I believe that this journey has gotten us to a place where we can walk in that level of self power. So here's the thing, another cave adventure awaits. There's always new levels of learning that life presents to us that may still be uncomfortable to us at times. But now that you have powerful tools to help you overcome all of life's challenges and keep pressing towards the true and loving desires of your heart, again, you are unstoppable. The inner wisdom that you've been able to access and continue to will continue to guide you as you press towards all the different possibilities and for any new cave that you may encounter along your journey. Again, the caves are those places that seem dark to us, seem deep to us, where when we peer into that space within our lives, we don't really know what to expect. However, I believe that one of the things that we definitely can take as a takeaway from the past 6 months is when you're willing to take courage and dive into that cave, you again are going to uncover more fully the wholeness of yourself. And so, again, you have all the tools necessary to face any cave that may come ahead. You are able to accomplish more than you've ever dreamed of because of the light and the love that is at work within you. Again, a lot of the focus within these past 6 months has been on remembering who you are. You are an extension of the divine, clothed in flesh, uniquely expressing itself in the earth. Again, you're not a human who is on a spiritual journey. You are spirit. You originated from a realm that is beyond what's visible. You are spirit that is on a human journey. And the experiences that we have within this life do not have permission to define you, do not have permission to identify you, because the divine literally created you out of parts of himself, of itself. And because of that, because you are created from the same stuff that God has created, is made of, then you, again, are powerful beyond our imagination sometimes. But that light and that love, which is the truth of who you are, the inner wisdom that is within you, will guide you, and you will be able to accomplish more than you've ever dreamed of. I love there's a scripture in biblical text that says, "Now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ever ask or think, according to the power that's at work within you." So now unto the divine, who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ever ask or think, according to the power that is at work within you. The divine is at work within you. And because of that, when you center yourself in the present, when you dive into your inner wisdom, when you remember that the truth of who you are is pure light and love, then you are able to accomplish more than you ever dreamed that you could. And we also need to remember to honor the road behind us by staying present. We don't always have to dive into the things that have happened in our past. We don't have to get lost in the mind and the mental and the emotional messiness that often comes when we step into the past a little too much, right? We honor our past experiences by staying present because we remember that it no longer exists. But it's worth honoring because it's gotten us to where we are now. We would not be in the space that we are today if it were not for yesterday. And so, because of that, we honor it. But we're also ever so careful to honor the past, not looking at it with regret or drudgery or, tapping into that old pain, but we honor it by staying present. It is the path that helped us to get to this space where, again, we realize the depth and the power of our own inner wisdom. And so, for that reason, it's not something to regret, it's not something to look down upon, it's something to honor. And we also honor the road ahead by focusing our intentions again in the present because we also remember that the future does not yet exist. But by being present in our today, we know that today is paving the way for our tomorrow. And so, again, this is a beautiful remembrance that the past does is no longer exists and the future does not yet exist, but our power is present with us in the present, right? The present is the gift because this is where our power is. And from that place of power and awareness and wisdom, we are able to navigate today, and navigating each one of our todays will lead us to tomorrow. I love a saying that says, even our today will someday be yesterday. And so, again, being present and making the most of each and every moment that we have in each and every day is what is going to help pave that pathway to greater tomorrows. So, the future that we desire will manifest again as long as we continue to persevere, courageously doing what's in our loving power to do today, and bravely letting go of what isn't in our control. The past is no longer in our control. The future is not yet in our control. What we have is today. So we have to continue to persevere courageously in the power of today. Also, remember that everyone is strengthened in their journey through support. If you're anything like me, sometimes it is hard to reach out for help. Sometimes it is hard for us to realize that we're in a moment where we could actually utilize some additional hands and hearts and minds. There are people around us that, if we again utilize our inner wisdom, are here and available for us to lean into in times that we need. There are people that are available to us, again, utilizing our discernment and inner wisdom, that will shine or reflect our light back to us and help us to remember who we are and help us to remember to stay present. There are people around us, if again we're using our inner wisdom and discernment, who are willing to help us see our blind spots, and folks who are willing to hear those great, loving, and good desires of our hearts and help keep us accountable to consistently moving towards them. We all need support. We all need help from time to time. Do not forget that you can find supportive people, even if it's just one, that you can lean into to help you along the journey. And also, don't forget to celebrate your accomplishments, the wins along the way, no matter how small. Again, part of my own personal habits are to continue drudging towards the future. Work, 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 press, 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 and then forgetting all of the milestones that I've actually accomplished along the way. Not celebrating them because my sights are sometimes so focused on the big thing ahead that I forget all of the smaller things that the divine has helped me to accomplish and helped me remember to utilize my power to actually bring to fruition on the journey to the bigger goals, to the someday goal. So, again, remember to take time to pause. This is a reminder for myself as well. Take time to pause, to reflect on the journey. Again, not in a space of regret or fear or angst, but look at all the things that you've accomplished. Look at all the growing that has occurred in your life. Look at all the development and the healing that has happened in your life. Look at all the ways that you've been strengthened along the journey. And again, maybe you have not gotten to the someday goal just yet, but look at all the smaller goals and milestones that you've already conquered in your journey. And those are the things that help us to stay encouraged. They, again, themselves help us remember who we are, the power that we possess within us, and how great the divine is living and moving within us to help us, again, accomplish all of these smaller goals. They, again, accumulated, are quite powerful when we take the time to really look at them and see how far we've come. And also remember that setbacks will come, but they also just provide wisdom. The journey will come with some failure. It will come with setbacks. Things will not go as planned at all times. However, remember that those setbacks provide opportunities to gain additional wisdom and resilience that will better equip us for the path that is ahead. So each and every step, again, even the failures, is growth because the failure is helping us to see what doesn't work. I've heard a saying that says we're either winning or we're learning. And so those are the only two options. We're never losing. We're winning or we are learning. And in my book, if you're learning, then you're also winning. So, no matter what the journey has ahead, even if we have setbacks, even if we have times where we experience failure, we are not a failure. That experience is here to teach us something. And when we remember that, again, we are on our way to a greater evolution of finding more wholeness within, we'll understand that the path ahead is going to give us what we need to help us tune into more wholeness and the fullness of who we are. And so the failure is never intended to break us. The setback is never intended to hinder us. It is always intended for us to see something new, to gain a fresh perspective, to learn, to grow and develop, to figure out which paths don't work so that we can continue to move forward, again, in the good and loving desires of our heart, and again, on the journey to more wholeness. And here's the other thing: the road may actually shift, but the destination will always be the same: more wholeness for you. When we're striving again for our dreams and the good and loving desires of our heart, we cannot get stuck in how we think that path is supposed to look. As we continue our journey, we must be open to things not working exactly the way we planned it to or the way we thought it was going to go. So, no matter where we are in the journey, we have to remember again that we still have access to the divine wisdom within us. We have to understand that there is always more than one path to reaching our goals and our dreams. And again, sometimes those failures come to show us that there actually is another path. I love another biblical scripture that says to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. So again, trust in the divine with all of your heart. Don't lean into your own understanding of how you think things are going to exactly roll out in your life, right? But in all your ways, acknowledge that divine wisdom within you. Know that it is always present with you and for you. And that divine wisdom will help to guide you on your paths. And here's the thing: that does end with an S, paths with an S. And so there are numerous paths and possibilities to getting you towards, again, a more fulfilled, wholer, uh, that place of full potential. Okay, so let us not get caught up in when the road seems to shift in front of us. Let us not get caught up when we get to that fork in the road and we have to make a decision. Remember again who you are. Remember the divine within you. Remember the wisdom that is always present for you, and you are able to navigate when you don't trust maybe some of the things that are going on in your heads telling you what you could or should have done, right? We always talked about how shoulds bring shame. But when we tap into spirit and that divine presence within us, then we are able to navigate the past and trust that it's leading us again to greater fulfillment in our lives. And also, ultimately, remember to practice self compassion, self love, and self care. You are always getting stronger. You are ever getting wiser. You are ever getting more resilient. You are ever becoming more courageous. So be patient and compassionate with yourself. The journey will do what it needs to do to help you to walk in greater levels of wisdom, to connect more deeply with the truth of who you are within, to help you evolve and become a clearer, more resounding picture of the divine presence within you. So don't run from your thoughts and emotions. That's part of the human experience. But when those things rise up within you, be still and understand that they are revealing something to you. They too are instruments that the divine uses to help you learn more about who you are, more about your experience and how your experience has shaped you, and to help you learn the lessons and garner more awareness as you continue on your journey. So they are present. These thoughts and these emotions and these other parts of human experience are here on your journey, and they're present with you to help water your growth, not to hinder it. So again, I encourage you to maintain a regular practice of self-care, self-compassion, self-love, making time, taking time to schedule it in your daily and weekly schedule to ensure that you are spending time with you in stillness, tapping into that divine presence, and allowing yourself to care for yourself when the thoughts and the emotions and the experiences rise up around us. Again, you are not alone in that experience. It is a part of the human experience, but always stay grounded in stillness, remembering that you are spirit. Let's remember what we learned. This has been a crazy, wild, amazing journey over the last 6 months. You know how to mindfully observe yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your experiences, even within your body. And you also know how to reframe and integrate new understandings as you continue to journey throughout the rest of your path. This has been amazing. I hope that you have really learned how to really be grounded again in the present, that you really appreciate the level of awareness that you are now walking in, and that you always remember again that wisdom within, that you are always powerful in the present, and that again, there is nothing that is before you that you are not able to walk through. You've already been through some of the darkest caves, and you found that when you are courageous enough to enter and move through them, they reveal, again, a more whole, a fuller, more contented, aware, and powerful version of you. So, no fear, only the love within. We are ready to move forward with whatever life has ahead. You have now graduated from Human Development 101. And as we know, graduation actually marks the commencement or the beginning of new goals. Congratulations. I am so happy and honored to have been on this journey with you. It has been amazing. And I'm, again, just really looking forward to moving ahead and seeing the journey moving forward. You are ready to dream bigger than you've ever dreamed in your life, to live in pursuit of your highest potential, of the fullness, the fullest and the most whole version of yourself, to shine the light of the divine within you, to walk in greater levels of love. You're ready to walk more fully in the truth of who you are. So let's think about this journey moving forward. Remember, how can we find supports or community that'll help us? But then also, with this awareness that we have and this power that we have, how can we become that community? How can we become a support to one another? I am looking forward to hearing feedback from all of you about how you not only desire support as you move forward, but how you desire to be more supportive for one another. What are ways that you could possibly be that one person, possibly, that others can lean upon in their times when they need support? Let's continue to think about that, and let's reach out and talk about it in our community chat space. So, the last part of the journal for the program, you will be asked to make a list of the top 2 to 3 things that you really want to take away from this journey. Practices that you are willing to integrate ongoing, that you know will be helpful for you, that are very pivotal for you, that are meaningful for you, and that will help you consistently, again, remember that wisdom within as you move forward. And also take some time to note any lingering areas of development that may still need some attention. And with that, again, innate wisdom that you have, take some time to think how you can actively strengthen those areas. You know yourself. So, what are ways that you can address each one of these areas of lingering development in ways that are supportive for you and that will help you continue your journey of growth and development? And if you don't already have one, I really, really encourage you to find an accountability partner or a coach who can support you on your journey as you continue towards your big, beautiful, luscious, bodacious someday goals, the good and the loving desires of your heart. Again, I am always here for you. I am willing to continue this journey alongside of you in a coaching capacity, or you can just reach out if you ever needed to speak or needed an ear to listen. I am here to support you on your journey, and I'm open to hearing ways that I could better be of support as you continue your journey of human development. We continue to learn and grow. We continue to heal and evolve. We continue to walk more boldly in the light and the love and the wholeness that is within us until the time that we actually leave this physical earthly presence and we go back to spirit. And so, because this is an ever ongoing journey, I just want to encourage you. Again, you are ready for whatever life has. Remember that there's always new levels of growth and development. It never ends. And it's a beautiful thing. But you have a very clear awareness of the human development process that, again, will help empower you as you continue to evolve on all the different levels on your human journey, remembering that you are spirit. I love you. Blessings to you. And I look forward to continuing to support you on your journey. Have a fruitful time of continued reflection.